slowly inch my way into here. I need a better way to do this. I've been brainstorming, but I can't think of a different one.
That's what you have to put on there. Just you slowly inching on there.
What made you so inspired by makeup? What was it? What was the thing?
So my dad, I know that's so weird, but like
Your dad wears makeup?
Yeah. He's a very pretty man. So when I was growing up, I was like really young, like 6, 7. Me and my dad used to watch like a lot of scary movies. And my first scary movie that I ever watched was American Werewolf in London. Terrible mistake because...
How old were you?
That was my first one, so I was like 6. And I watched it with my dad. My dad realized his mistake.
Bless his heart.
Yeah, I ended up sleeping with like my mom and dad for a month. But there's this really awesome like transformation scene of the werewolf. David is his name in the movie.
It was the inspiration for the Thriller video.
Yeah, and like the guy that did the makeup, he shot a lot of stuff in reverse. So like when you see the hair growing, it's actually them pulling the hair through like a gelatin piece. So and then they played it backwards, so it looks like the hair's growing out of his skin, and like all of like the changing of the snout, like his snout, it's all like robotic because they didn't have CGI,
right?
So like they made different robots, like animated robot, but they made different things to like for different features, and it would like pop out, and then they put like a skin on top, so it looked like, and so like the makeup in that, I just wanted to know. Ever since when I was little, I just wanted to know how they did it and like all like special effects and all that kind of stuff. And like The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing.
The 80s one?
Yeah, with Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Like in a makeup aspect, like everything was like done by hand. Like the guy that created all the monsters, he lost sleep and like he like starved himself. He was working so much, like it was just a lot for him. But if it wasn't for American Werewolf in London and the Thing, like I don't think my passion for like makeup and
oh damn,
you knocked them all off.
I locked them all over. It's okay. Continue.
It's domino effect. I don't think my like passion for makeup like would be what it is today if I didn't watch those like 2 monumental films in my like childhood. And like I watched The Thing when I was like 12, so I was a little bit older.
Yeah, I watched the Thriller video right around the same age, when I was 6 or something, and it scared the shit out of me. Yeah. But I loved Michael Jackson so much, so it was like a weird a really weird combination of love for Michael Jackson and complete terror for the entire first 20 minutes of the music video.
So beautiful.
Which is him just like telling the girl to run away. Run away! Go, I'm a monster! And he turns into a werewolf, but kind of not. It's more like a cat.
I think it's like his version of a werewolf. I think the focal point is like the amazing, beautiful zombies that are in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Like practical makeup and practical effects. I love it so much. Like every time I find out that they do practical, it just makes me so happy because now in a world we live in like CGI.
Oh yeah.
So it's really difficult to find a movie where you're just like, oh, that's like even The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead used to be practical, and then all of a sudden, no, not anymore. Yeah. It's all digital. The blood, you can definitely tell the difference.
Yeah.
And like
the first couple seasons, you're like, wow, this is a really gruesome show because it was a lot more practical.
Yeah.
And then you started to realize, like, wait, that blood doesn't look real.
It doesn't look good.
Doesn't look. And the way they attack the zombies, like where Michonne like hits a zombie with the sword, it's very like it's not real looking. No. You know, it's not badass enough.
No,
you know?
Because they changed it where they have just a stick, right? So they have the butt of the samurai sword. Mm-hmm. She's just holding that, and then they digitally add in the samurai sword cutting into the person and digitally add in the blood effects. Yeah. So, and you can tell. And like, shame on Greg Nicotero. I love Greg Nicotero. He's the master of horror. Like he trained under Tom Savini, right? Yeah. Tom Savini, again, the OG of horror. He has like his own makeup school.
Educate the people who Tom Savini is and what he has done.
So So Tom Savini, he was the original makeup artist for like all your old movies, like Dawn of the Dead. So he did the original 1970s version, and that's why they look kind of grayish, because they didn't really know what zombies look like, and like it was Technicolor, so they were just starting to get into like colored films.
Yeah.
And then he grew from that. He did Maniac, which, if you see the original, not the Elijah Wood, but the original, it's so creepy and it makes your skin crawl. But he was in it, and he did like Dawn of the Dead, or not Dawn of the Dead, Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah. What a great movie.
He's just fabulous. And like, if you watch films like older, like 80s films that are horror, 90% of them are going to be Tom Savini, because he's just fabulous. And he created a school in Hollywood that's ungodly expensive to go to, but if you go to the Tom Savini school, like, you're set.
Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame that practical effects has fallen by the wayside, because that's what kind of disappointed me about and I've talked about this before, the Stranger Things series. I love that show. Yeah. I love it to death, because it reminds everyone of what it used to be an early 90s, late 80s kid. Yeah. And, it disappointed me when I realized that they used entirely CG for the monster. Yeah. I'm like, you guys missed a real big opportunity here to bring back. Yeah. Because if they had, and maybe they didn't have the budget for it, I understand, but maybe they should have somehow fought for it, because, the show is already inspired by 80s movies. Yeah. And in the 80s, there was no CG. No. Why on earth? Whose idea was it? Like, at the end of the day, who was like, we'll just do the monster CG. It takes me out of the show.
It does. And I get what they were doing, because honestly, it's easier and cheaper to do CGI. But like, if you had like a really good puppeteer, just like Jurassic Park, like amazing puppeteers, and they added also CGI in it, so like they could do double, and that was in like 1993. Yeah, like if they can do it in 93, like I'm pretty sure like 2018.
And it might be not just expenses, it might also just be time. Yeah, because I can understand if things fall apart because you're dealing with actual physical things that are in real life, and the goo and the blood and all this stuff, and you don't get the shot just right, so you have to reset, and resetting that whole scene might take an entire day. Oh yeah. So I can understand why they don't want to go that route, but at the end of the day, man, if you nail it, if you freaking nail it, like for The Thing, the movie The Thing, so like beautiful. That still is a great, fantastic, gory, horrible movie. Oh yeah. But like it's still great because it's all practical and it was done perfectly. Yeah. And they took time to do it.
Practical is good if it's done right. Now, if you watch some B-rated films, like some awesome movies on Shudder, like it's part of Amazon. It's like it's a subscription. It's just horror films.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some movies like Thanksgiving. That's
Thanksgiving.
That's our lineup for like Thanksgiving. Is like Thanksgiving. It's about a killer turkey that goes on the ranches and like smokes a bunch of weeds and like does crazy things like that. Practical effects like not really believable. But if it's done right, like it's a good thing. I love it. But I love seeing blood spew out of a vein. It's beautiful. It's art.
I mean, maybe
not real blood.
Maybe, but see, it's crazy. Like for about 10 years. Ever since the Matrix movies came out, I've been thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, CG is on its way to catch up to real life. Here we go, and it's 10 years later, and not really. It's still not real enough for me.
I don't know. Like, okay, so Life of Pi, that was shot.
Never watched it, actually, but
it was kind of boring, but it was good. I mean, okay, it's one guy in a boat in an ocean, right? So with a lion or a tiger, they shot that literally a man in a boat on a green screen. There is nothing real in that movie. They did an amazing job, but it was really expensive, and that production company went out of business, like, right after that. They went bankrupt.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, went completely bankrupt because they spent all their money on this, and they didn't really get the payoff. Yeah. So they went bankrupt. And
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it could be really good. Like, you could rock CGI, like Life of Pi, but you could also go bankrupt in the process. Because Lumia is like the biggest CGI company. Like, if you hear Lumia, that's like the biggest one that everybody uses because they're so good at everything they do. And like, they do a really good job. I think they did Ready Player One. I think Lumia did that. And they do a lot of like TV touch-ups too. So yeah, they're the major. I like movies.
Yeah.
Movies are fun.